Hi, this is Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally, and today we have 3 items that are very budget friendly, and we're going to make them into beautiful home decor. Now, honestly, I have no idea what this first thing is. It kind of looks like a little camera, or I actually have no clue, but it's like cardboard. I know that it's vintage. I picked it up at the Goodwill bins for probably a quarter. So I just cleaned it up and I am going to use it. And today I'm going to start with inking up some stamps and stamping across each of the 4 sides with this script stamp that I have by IOD. And, this could be any kind of stamp. So whatever you have in your stash, I am a big believer of using what you already have. And now, obviously, you probably don't have one of these things, whatever it is, but it would be very easy to do this very same project with a Christmas gift box or a box that you can get at the dollar store, or a box that you already have in your stash and paint it any color that goes with your home decor. And then once I get all of the 4 sides stamped, I'm going to use a heat gun to make sure the ink is good and dry, just so that I'm not smearing it as I move on to the next step. Now, I really want to use up a lot of stuff that I've had in my stash for a long time. So this IOD transfer is called by any other name, and I have lots of bits and pieces left, and I thought that this beautiful red rose would go lovely here on this. But you can get transfers at the Dollar Tree. You can use stickers. You could decoupage with a napkin. If you are blessed with the ability to paint, you could paint on this. That is not my strong suit, so I am going to use this little transfer bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and add that right to one side and a little bit over the edge to the other side, pressing that down with the little tool that it comes with and peeling that back. Then I will burnish that down so that it is good and adhered. You can spray this with a poly coat if you're really concerned about it lifting or whatever in the future. I don't tend to do that if it's just my own home decor or something that I don't think is going to get a lot of abuse or use. But if you do think that it is something that you might, get some wear and tear on, it's a great idea. Or you could even Mod Podge over it just to get that protected. So once this is done, it's already beautiful, really, and I think that it could be used for any number of things, but I thought I would like to put it in a very particular place in my home. So I am going to use it as a little bit of a vase because I had gotten some flowers from my husband and I had dried them, and they have just been hanging around for a couple of months. And so I want to just go ahead and pop them in with a little vintage doily that I have on hand and make that cute little vignette. Then unfortunately something had gotten a turkey in my yard, so I had some turkey feathers, so I did go ahead and pop one of those in as well. And that is all I did. Now obviously you could put a bird's nest in. See the other little black one beside it? I did that in a video last year, and that one has the glass front, so you can see the little bird and bird's nest through that one. I thought these two looked lovely together. And I elevated this red one on top of whatever that item was that was inside of it. I've used my scraps and bits and pieces of things that I had laying around to make a beautiful piece of home decor. So I hope that you like that. And if you do, please make sure you hit like and especially hype. That helps the channel. And before I go on to the next, I want to let you know the Budget to Beautiful collaboration today is hosted by Nikki and Jay, and their guest host is Loli. I will put their channels as well as a playlist of a bunch of other creators joining in my description box. So make sure you check that out to see what other budget-friendly ideas they have for you. Now this second sign, cute as it is, also came from the Goodwill bins for probably 25-30 cents. And I'm going to start by just taking plain old Dollar Tree school glue. You can go out and spend a lot of money on this crackle medium if you want, but I am too cheap for that. So I am going to take school glue and I am going to put a fairly liberal coat of it on. Now, the more glue you add, the bigger your cracks are going to be. So if you like real little cracks, you want to use a little bit less. And then I'm going to take some white chalked paint and I'm going to kind of drop it on and spread it very little. You want to kind of very gently go over the glue without pulling a lot of the glue around. And then once I have that covered, now of course I'm covering words, so I do have to go back and add a little bit here and there to make sure that these words are not going to pop through. But once I get that on there, then I'm going to take the heat gun. I love how this works out. When you hit it, you can use a hairdryer if you don't happen to have one of these little heat guns in your possession. A hairdryer works fine, especially on the hotter setting. And you can just see it right before your eyes crack right in front of you. So I think that is awesome. Love this antique chippy look for certain items, and I thought that it would be fun to do today. And so I'm going to have this as a backdrop, but you can also use this if you want something to look like an old architectural piece, really good vintage or antique feel to it. And it can flake off depending on what you have underneath it. So if you're concerned for flaking, you can spray poly or shellac on it before and let it dry, and that helps. Or you can spray it after the fact too. But I want to use a paint inlay. Again, I bought these paint inlays a good, oh goodness, might be 2 years ago so now, and it comes with so many that I had a bunch left over. So I am going to take a thin coat of a clear glaze, and I'm going to spritz the paint side of my paint inlay, and I am going to lay that right into the wet clear glaze. And then I am going to just take a paper towel and sort of press that down a little bit so that the wet paint is going into the wet glaze. This is so much easier than it seems to be. So once you get that good and moistened, you want to make sure that they're making good contact. You're going to leave it alone and let it dry overnight, or use the heat gun again. And then once it is fully dry, you'll see it turn white again. You're going to spritz it again to reactivate the paint and let that get pretty good and soaked for a minute. And then once you have that activated, you can peel that back and see the absolute magic of the paint inlay sticking onto your project. This never gets old. I absolutely love these paint inlays. They're pretty much almost all gone, but I then wanted to just take this pretty blue, midnight blue ink that I had. I want to hit the edges and just kind of give that a little more definition or dimension, and again a little bit more of a vintage feel for that, popping the blue and bringing that out, especially on the corners. And so then I was thinking about putting a clay detail in the middle, but I opted not to. I decided instead to take out just a couple of number stamps and stamp a number into the center of this wreath. Again, you could add transfers, you could add stickers, you could add decoupage, you could add clay or resin pieces. Just get creative. Now, I did this dresser with this entire inlay. I'll try to remember to pop that in the description box. So if you're interested in a large paint inlay project, then you can see how I used them on that dresser. And so here it is in my granddaughter's playroom, and I think that it is just another fun, inexpensive home decor piece out of something that was 25-30 cents over at the Goodwill bins. So that is item number 2. And then my favorite, item number 3, is this beautiful picnic basket my daughter picked up for me on the good table at my dump, which was basically like a free yard sale. You can take or leave whatever you want. And it does have a little broken bit in the back, so I have to get hubby to fix that. which is just one little grommet. Otherwise, it's in excellent condition. The interior is so pretty, the fabric piece, that I'm actually going to keep it in the farmhouse country theme instead of taking that off and, and changing it out. If it was not in good condition, I may paint the whole basket or do something different with it. Since it is in such good condition, I thought I would just paint the top. Now, the top was a little dirty. I cleaned it up, and it does already have a heart shape almost burned into it. I'm not really sure if that was all it had or if it had something else that's missing, but I decided to mix up a pretty sunflowery feeling buttercream, maybe a yellow tone for the top of this picnic basket. So I just went ahead and painted that instead of painting. Normally I would paint out the red lines because I don't have a lot of red in my home. I very rarely ever use red. But in this case, I thought this is going to go really well with some yellowware pieces that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that as is. And then again, as I said, just paint the top. So once I think this only took one coat because this is a latex paint. Another tip for inexpensive paint, instead of spending $25, $30 for the fancy brand name paints that you can get everywhere, I tend to go to Home Depot and spend $5 or $6 for a little bare sample, which usually lasts me a good long time. In this case, I actually mixed two colors together, just a white and a deeper yellowy khaki color to get this. And then I'm going back into the transfer that I showed you earlier, and I am going to pull out some of these beautiful creamy tones that have just a touch of yellow in them, and I'm going to add the transfers onto this top. And I did pull away one little piece of paint here, but that just adds to the age feel for me, so that doesn't bother me. I could paint over it if it did, or cover it with a piece of transfer, no worries there. So I am going to go ahead and just layer them the way that I like them. You can cut them, you can layer them on top of one another, and you can mix and match if you have different packs. So they are really a great fun item to use. As far as budget, I have absolutely done the math. You get 8 pages in this particular book for about $24, so $3 a page. And you know what? That's 2 projects per page easily, so $1.50 a project, and that's what you're going to pay at the Dollar Tree. And of course, the quality on these are a million times better. So I have to say that I think that it is very well worth it budget-wise if you are going to use them. Because obviously, you don't want them sitting in your stash and not getting used up, which is why I'm really trying to use the ones that I have before I buy any more, because it is an initial investment. And then I found another transfer from a different pack, and I cut the dragon thingy off the top, just not a fan of that. And so I'm going to go ahead and just add the wording with the butterflies over top of this. Again, layering that just to get the feel that I like. So that's the fun of playing with that, creating something that's the only one like it. And then forgot to take the tail off the dragon. So now I'm going through the stash looking for some butterflies. So I found some, and I'm just going to go ahead and add one right over that, and then one more at the top because I feel like it needs just another pop of that orangey tone, and something up at the top there, and that is it. Normally I would take out the antique wax and I would antique over this, but I've been using antique wax a fair amount lately, so I thought I would do a few projects without, for those of you who do not have that style in your home. And here it is with my yellowware that I collect that has a burgundy band on it. So I thought that these went really well with one another. So I would love to know what you think about these 3 budget items that I picked up that I think you could thrift fairly easily and inexpensively, or you may already have something like it in your stash. And hopefully I have given you some inspiration to turn some of these items into beautiful home decor. And this one probably cost me about $4 to make with all the transfers that I used. So please do subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will definitely see you in next week's video where I will again take some thrift items and turn them into some beautiful home decor. Make sure you check out that playlist in the description box. I do truly appreciate all your kind comments, and I am so appreciative that you stop by week after week. I look forward to being with you next week. So until then, take care.